What's good, YouTube? We are back again with another video, and today we're going to go over the top 10 Slam's Magazine top 10 sneakers. These are the top 10 basketball sneakers of all time. Very interesting list. I actually want to discuss the entire list. Out of the 10 sneakers, I do have 8 of them. The 2 I don't have, I'm actually surprised are on this list, and we could discuss that as well. They were notable basketball sneakers, but I never thought of them as a top 10 basketball sneaker of all time. I think that there were some that missed. I think there were some that could have been on the top 10 that weren't. So very interesting stuff to talk about. But first things first, this is the Slam's Magazine cover. We have on the cover MJ, Kobe, and Iverson. We do have Kobe rocking the 6s, MJ rocking the 11s, Iverson rocking the Reebok Questions. And then you have some sneakers down below. Some of them actually are in the top 10. And we'll discuss that as well. But you have the Reebok Questions again, Jordan 3s, Jordan 4s, Jordan 11s, Jordan 1s, and Kobe 6s. Really dope. I don't know how they graded them as far as why they on this list. So, for example, is it the importance of the sneaker? Is it the popularity of the sneaker? Is it what the sneaker accomplished? That's something that a lot of people put into their judgment of sneakers as well. So for example, like the Jordan 11 not only looked good, but he did so much in them. They're GOAT status because of that. So I can see why a Jordan 11 may be, on the top of the list. Now, same thing goes for a Jordan 1. He didn't accomplish as much in the Jordan 1, especially with the championships and the MVPs. But the importance of the sneaker, without a doubt, is probably the most important sneaker because we never seen an athlete take a foot line like we did with Mike and the Jordan line, right? So is it the importance of the sneaker? I really don't know exactly their mindset on how they graded the greatest basketball sneakers of all time, but we're going to go through the top 10. Tell me which ones you agree with, which ones you disagree with. I'm going to say the same. 2 I definitely disagree with, and maybe you actually agree that those 2 are on here. I actually have 8 of the 10 like I mentioned earlier, so I'll show you those as well. And yeah, let's just have this dope discussion, right? So first things first, let me get to number 10. Okay, so we have a LeBron Air Zoom Generation at number 10, right? This is a Nike classic, LeBron's first sneaker that he wore on court. Is it the most popular LeBron? I don't think so. That's the funny part. The Zoom Generation was sitting, like original colorways was sitting 5 years ago. In fact, I have the Zoom Generation right here. And I bought this about 5 years ago. And for the most part, you pretty much got these sneakers with ease. Is it the most important LeBron? Probably. But I would think the LeBron 8 would be a more popular silhouette. The LeBron 7, the LeBron 9 and 10. Those are probably some of the favorites of all time when it comes to LeBron's line. Especially at the time those came out, Nike basketball was on fire. So when the LeBron 8 came out, the Kobe 6 came out. He was always 2 models ahead of Kobe. And I think KD was about 2 models before Kobe. So you had the KD 4, the Kobe 6, and then the LeBron 8. I mean, those sneakers were on fire at that time. Very interesting that they put this as a number 10 sneaker. I kind of agree with the fact this should be up there. You could easily replace this with a LeBron 8 because that sneaker was just on fire when it came out. In fact, there was 2 models you couldn't get at that moment. So of course, the South Beach LeBrons, the Miami Knights. I mean, so many great sneakers, the Sprites. So many great colorways started with the LeBron 8. So kind of cool that it has the LeBron Zoom Generation at the number 10 spot. This is a great sneaker. I mean, you heard me talk about the sneaker countless times. Where do you place this? Do you place this? I think it's a top 5 LeBron off the top of my head. I mean, LeBron 8s, LeBron 7s, these, 20s. The 10s, the 9s, that's pretty much it for me. And for me, you could throw the 15s in there as well. But these are definitely a top LeBron, in my opinion. I love these. These are some of my favorite LeBrons of all time. The 10th greatest sneaker of all time, according to Slam Magazine, right? And then, at number 9, now this is where I get confused. Because we have the Nike Hyperdunk 2008. Now, we know Kobe wore this during the Olympics. This is also around the time he would go from the 3 to the 4. Now, that's pretty significant. And the reason why I tell you that is the Kobe 4 is not in the top 10. It's actually 11th, I believe. So let me just double check. It is the 11th greatest sneaker of all time. Why the Kobe 4 is so important is because it is. Let me just show it to you real quick. Where are you? Where are you, Kobe 4s? This is the Kobe 4. Alright, so Kobe 4 is the first Kobe that went to a low top sneaker. The Kobe 2 and the Kobe 3 were really chunky. This is the Kobe 1 right here. And this is the first time you'll see a low top. This is what everybody's playing in nowadays. They're either playing in this, they're playing in the Kobe 5, which is somewhere else around here, and they're also playing in the Kobe 6. So the importance of basketball, of Nike basketball, right now, this very moment, this may be the most important sneaker in present time. There's no more popular sneaker. NBA players are wearing this the most. Everything's gone to low top. I right now currently have the Nike GT Cuts on, and this was supposed to be a carry-on to the Kobe line and the Kobe Legacy line, and it is a drop-in midsole, which we've seen in Kobe's before, and it is a low top. I'm surprised this is not on the top 10 list. The Hyperdunk 08. I don't know much about that sneaker. Maybe there is significance to it, and I just don't know. But to me, I wasn't seeing people in the streets rocking the Hyperdunk 2008. So that's another thing. I don't know how this list is being created. To see that that sneaker is on the top 10 list of all time. Like, greatest sneakers of all time, the 2008 Hyperdunk. I can be completely wrong. You guys let me know if I am. I may have no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is not it. My opinion, right? So that's the number 9th spot. The number 8th spot is the Nike Air Penny Foamposite. Now, can't be mad at this because this Foamposite thing is just crazy. It's ahead of its time. I actually have a Foamposite right here. This is the original Dope colorway, Orlando colorway, Penny on the back. Funny. So when Penny wore this was like in between the 2 and the 3, or the 3 and the 4, I believe. So real interesting about the time when they brought these out. It was kind of in between signature models. It's almost like it's a Foamposite itself. It's not necessarily a penny because it's not labeled a Penny 1 or a Penny 2 or a Penny 5. It's not a continuation of a signature line. So we had Penny 1s, we had Penny 2s, we had Penny 3s, we had Foamposites, and then we had a Penny 4. Pretty interesting, like I said. The popularity of this sneaker is off the charts. Of course, people don't wear it anymore because it is basically a boot. So performance reasons, I could see why people don't wear it. But as far as popularity, if that's the reason why we're putting this on this list, I could see why, right? I mean, the DC area, the New York City area, there's a lot of places that made this sneaker the most popular sneaker from that area. And the design is just really timeless. I mean, to say that this is almost a 25-year-old sneaker is kind of crazy. But this is 25, 26 years old. That's how long ago this sneaker came out. The design, and that's one thing Nike does really well. Early Reebok did it really well. The design stands the test of time. So great sneaker. This is the number 8th greatest sneaker of all time, according to Slam's magazine. I mean, I can see why it's on there. I'm not mad at it. Would it be 10th for me? Would it be in my top 10? I don't know. Maybe I could do a top 10 basketball sneaker, and we could see how that pans out. But yeah, this is at number 8, right? And then at number 7 is the Air Jordan 4. I think the Air Jordan's kind of a cheat code. The Air Jordan 4 has become maybe my top 5 at this point, especially this colorway. So we have the Air Jordan 4 in the black cement. It's just a clean sneaker. It just looks amazing. Nothing to really say about Air Jordans. You guys know about it. I can see the reason why they put so many Air Jordans on it. I mean, he's the original. So this is dope. The fact they put Air Jordan 4 on it makes sense. I don't need to talk too much about the Jordans. And then at number 6, let me show it to you. We have the Reebok Question, which I actually spoke about this. I did a video, you know, go check it out if you want. But I did a video on the best 90 sneakers, non-Jordans, right? This was definitely on that list. I mean, the popularity, the player that was wearing it, everything about this sneaker was dope. You know, there's certain sneakers you can just see from far. and be like, oh, I know what those are. The 11s are one of those. This is one of those sneakers. I remember seeing the red toe or the blue toe, and right away you knew he was wearing a Reebok Question, that Allen Iverson sneaker, and it was just super dope. This is definitely a top 10 all-time basketball sneaker in my opinion. This is so iconic. It really is. It's a really iconic sneaker. You can make your own documentary on the Reebok Question and how dope it was. All right, so that's number 6. And we're going to move on to number 5. Now, again, super confused. I could see the Kobe one, the Adidas one, but they put the Kobe Crazy 8 at number 5. I don't know if people were really checking for these like that. Again, I could be completely wrong. I don't own the sneaker. Maybe that's why. I actually have the same ones that he wore in the Slam Dunk contest. I believe those are the Adidas EQT 97s. They kind of change the name up all the time, if they still have the signature athlete or not. In this case, Adidas Crazy 8 for me just wasn't a top 10 sneaker. I'm trying to think, like, back in the days, I don't think nobody was really checking for these like that. This came out in 1996, 97. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm confused. You don't see Adidas retro these. We're starting to see the Kobe line come back out. And like I said, I put Kobe in quotations because he's not officially with Adidas anymore. So they're renaming a lot of the sneakers that was once his. But yeah, we haven't seen the Crazy 8 re-release. Or maybe they did and I just don't know. So I'm definitely not understanding why this is the 5th greatest sneaker of all time. Let's think about that for a second. The 5th greatest sneaker of all time. To me, I think a notable, or some sneakers that are notably worthy to be on this top 10 list. The Nike CB94s, Charles Barkley's. That's definitely a notable sneaker. The LeBron 9s, Kobe 4s. I mean, I've kind of mentioned some of these already. But, yeah, man. As far as, like, new stuff, I could see the Ewings possibly being, and they're on this list, so we're going to talk about that in another video. You know, I could see David Robinson's Air Force Command sneakers. You know, nothing really new, to be honest. Like, there wasn't a sneaker that was... Oh, well, you know what? The LeBron 20 is pretty good. Is it top 10 worthy? No. It's a dope enough sneaker to be in the top 100. 5th greatest sneaker of all time, I'm not so sure about that, but that's where they have it. So, we move on. And then we get to the 4th greatest sneaker of all time. Now, some of you may be mad that it's the Jordan 1, but it's the Jordan 1. It's a great sneaker. I've said time and time again, this was not the most popular sneaker when I was growing up as a kid. In fact, I've only had like 1 or 2 pairs of ones prior to the outburst that happened since 2015. It's a great sneaker. It's a versatile sneaker. It's the most versatile sneaker you can wear. You see now people wearing this with business suits. You see now people wearing this casually. Blazers. It's a great sneaker. It's phenomenal. It is the original. At one point, this wasn't the most popular sneaker. It became the most popular sneaker again. And now we're starting to see it fight with the Jordan 4. If they were pumping out as much Jordan 4s as they were pumping out Jordan 1s, we'll see Jordan 4 sitting. But they kind of made Jordan 4s the hot item right now. So, 4th greatest sneaker on Slam Magazine. Kind of speaks for itself. Obviously, the Jordan 1 would be anywhere from 1 to probably 3 on most people's greatest of all time sneaker list. Because, again, it's so important, right? We just seen the movie Air that just came out. I haven't seen it yet, but we know the significance of the Jordan 1. And then we get to the number 3. So the 3rd best sneaker of all time, according to Slam Magazine, is the Kobe 6. Now, as I was saying earlier, if we want to talk about importance of the Kobe line, I think the Kobe 4 is more important than the Kobe 6. But if you want to talk about aesthetics, I have grown to love the Kobe 6. Snake scales. These are actually little polyurethane pieces. You want to know what other sneakers polyurethane? This one. So they put little snake scales that are polyurethane It has some sort of durability because of that. I don't know if there's any other performance advancements or advantages that the polyurethane stink scales provide, but this is the Kobe 6. This is probably his best Kobe. I was fighting it before. It was between the 4 and the 6 for me. This is probably his best Kobe. So, Kobe 6. And not only is this his best Kobe, this colorway may be the greatest Kobe of all time, right? I actually paid resale for this, I think $390. The most expensive sneaker I ever paid for was this sneaker right here. And then we have the Jordan 3 at number 2. So number 2 and number 1 is going to be fairly easy. These also just happen to be my number 1 and number 2 of all time. You guys probably hate that I repeat myself so often, but I do. And you heard me say it time and time again. This is my favorite sneaker of all time. This is my second favorite sneaker of all time. And these are the colorways. These two are the colorways. I would wear this sneaker and this sneaker for the rest of my life if I could, right? I mean, look how timeless this is. Come on, man. Right? So, really no question on what's 1 and what's 2. The greatest 2 basketball sneakers of all time. The accomplishments made in them. The importance of them off the court. They check all the boxes. And that's just what it is, right? So, that is the top 10 Slams magazine. There's a couple other sneakers that you want to throw up there. The Pippen 1 was great. The Kobe 9. I'm just trying to like surveillance the room as far as some of the greatest sneakers of all time. We have, I mentioned the LeBron 8 already. The LeBron 7, of course. The Penny 3. Man. So many unbelievable sneakers. And on that note, I hope you enjoyed this video. I actually want to do a second video of sneakers that I would like to add to my collection. So I have to go through the whole list, see what sneakers I'm missing, and sneakers that I would love to add. There were a few that were must-haves, in my opinion. Alright? On that note, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be out. Peace.